One of the Christmas carols that I like to sing is "O Little Town of Bethlehem." I'm not going to sing it because that would really mess things up, but I like that song. I like it because one of the main characters of Christmas is the town of Bethlehem. Micah chapter 5, verse 2, the prophet declares this promise, "But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of you shall come forth to me the one to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth are from of old, from everlasting." Bethlehem is the place of the Messiah's birth. In Luke chapter 2, God set up the universe. He moved the hand of an emperor of the Roman Empire to bring Joseph and Mary to Bethlehem. Listen to Luke chapter 2. "It came to pass in those days that a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This census first took place while Quirinius was governing Syria. So all went to be registered, every one to his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and the lineage of David. He went there to be registered with Mary, his betrothed wife, who was with child. So it was that while they were there, the days were completed for her to be delivered." Like so many around the world, we celebrate Christmas, yet we celebrate Christmas, if we're followers of Jesus, we celebrate the meaning and the message of Christmas. Christmas is the season of satisfaction. The character of Bethlehem promises satisfaction for the weary soul. Bethlehem literally means house of bread. It would be the birthplace of the heavenly bread that would satisfy the longing of every human heart. Those who come to Christ will be fed by Him. He will feed and lead and protect His people. Christmas means that there is a Savior who turns our shame into comfort, our weakness into strength, our despair into joy, our loneliness into intimacy. We have the opportunity for a new source of lush living when God invades our world with the Savior of Christmas who satisfies our soul. Christmas is the season of satisfaction, but Christmas is also the season of hope. It's a crescendo of God's amazing work of love in history that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. It's the fulfillment of what God promised to the world. He moved the hand and heart of Caesar Augustus to bring Mary and Joseph to Bethlehem so that he might fulfill his promise. This is what gives us hope, that God is faithful and that God always keeps His promise. We can count on God being faithful in His promise to us, to rescue us from our sin through the death of Christ on the cross, to provide for us in daily life through the presence of Jesus, our Good Shepherd. We have God's promise, and He has fulfilled every promise He's ever made. Jesus has come into the world in an insignificant village, but with a supernatural fulfillment of promise. Today, we long for a faithful love that keeps promises that it makes. In Jesus, we have that faithful love. There is no promise, big or small, that God isn't committed to fulfill at just the right time in just the right way. Through Jesus, our life is made whole. Christmas means that we're no longer living a life that's limping with a hole in our soul. Like the Grinch who discovered the meaning of Christmas at the end of his tale, our hearts can be made right by Jesus. Christmas brings satisfaction to our soul. Christmas brings hope in the faithful, promise-keeping King.